Half time at London Stadium, West Ham 0, Crystal Palace 1. A little impulsive video because there's no watch along tonight, so I thought I'd just do something at half time because I was watching that, and to be honest with you, we've been terrible, haven't we? We've not been very good at all. We've had a few bits and pieces towards the latter stages of the first half, but I think for the first half hour or something, it was just a bit one-way traffic, really. It was all Palace. Their goal wasn't closed down. We didn't close Ward down. I mean, Gonzo did the build-up show with me at the start, and Gonzo said, "Oh, Ward doesn't get forward very well." So, well, he's got to get an assist, hasn't he? So, where's that humble pie for Gonzo? We'll get that sorted for the review. Don't worry, we'll make sure we've got some pie for Gonzo. The ball come in, and Diop's just completely lost Benteke, hasn't he? It's just dreadful defending from Diop. The thing is, this is where it gets frustrating from a fan's point of view, because we've looked good. We don't want to change a winning team. There's one forced change. Balbuena's injured, so Diop comes in. Now, you have to remember the context here. Diop never got dropped. Diop was in the team, got COVID, so Balbuena then replaced him, and then Balbuena's just played well and remained in the team. So Issa Diop was never essentially dropped. A bit like Ryan Fredericks. Fredericks wasn't dropped. He just got injured and then couldn't get back into the team. So Diop comes in, a bit of pressure, a bit of an opportunity to show David Moyes that he should be the first choice centre back, and he's completely fluffed it so far. He's been terrible. Even long balls from goal kicks and whatnot, he's not winning them. He's not getting anywhere near Benteke, and then even when he's sort of like in possession, he's not that good. He's a bit, I'd say, rusty, but I think that's been sort of kind. That's almost sort of given Diop an out there. He's just a very bad performance in that first half. I think Moyes has got a big decision to make, actually. Does he stick with this Diop and hope he improves in the second half, or does he bring on Craig Dawson? Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm not Craig Dawson's biggest fan, but I'm not too sure he can do much worse. But Zaha is running. He's got free reign at the London Stadium in the first half. We've got no one's getting near Zaha. He's dropping deep. He's coming into that position behind our midfield, in front of our defence, and no one's marking him. We don't know what to do when players do this, and it frustrates me because Harry Kane did it a lot as well. And this is sort of like it should be a no-go zone. I'll get onto our player that's struggling, but Zaha's getting in there, and he's left, right, he's just tearing us up, really. We need to sort Zaha out in the second half. Benrahma, I think, he looks exciting when he gets the ball, doesn't he? But I think he's struggling a little bit whenever he gets it. Palace are suffocating him. There's 2-3 players around him. Don't let him run. If he does go past the first player, second player, bring him down. Nothing bookable. Don't get a yellow card offence. Just a little nudge, just a little tug of the shirt or something, just enough to put him off balance and give away a free kick. I think Jared Bowen started poorly in the first half. He got dispossessed a few times quite easily, and his demeanour wasn't great, was it? But I think the second half of the first half, if you like, I thought he was looking a little bit better, looking a bit livelier. Probably our player more likely to get involved and get something. I think Safal defensively has been solid. Creswell, is he injured or is he not? If he's injured, then should really be getting him off, but I have to assume that he's okay. Sebastian Haller, I mean, oh Jesus, he's had no service. I am actually going to defend Sebastian Haller for this one. I think Friday against Leeds, I thought he was dreadful, but tonight he's got nothing. On Friday, I thought his first touch was really poor, but tonight he's not even getting the opportunity to do a first touch. He's not really had much. I've seen effort from him. I thought he was just chasing someone back towards our own box at one point, and he's had a couple of nice touches, I think, but nothing exciting from Sebastian. I think Fornals looks a bit lethargic. He looks a bit leggy. A few passes he's done's gone astray, and he's been out of position in that. He's a bit like an invisible man again, if you like. Fornals. We've got to do changes. I think we've got Lanzini on the bench. That's one change I want to see. I would like to see Lanzini on probably for Pablo Fornals. Let's push Palace back a bit. I think Palace is too comfortable. It's an easy game. It's a very easy game for Crystal Palace so far tonight, and that's a worry. We need to get them back in their own half, push them back. We know what Palace are like. Palace will sit back. If you have possession, if you attack, Palace will retreat to the edge of their box and try and play counter-attacking football. Not ideal, because they've got Zaha and Eze who can hurt us, but we need to do something. We've got to get on the front foot, and I think Lanzini is probably the player that will allow us to go on and do that. We've got to be a bit careful, though, with the centre-back position, I think, because if Diop continues playing as bad as he has in the first half, I think we're going to need to make a substitution there. But also, we've got to be a bit wary of Aaron Cresswell. I think David Moyes is stuck here because Moyes cannot make 3 substitutions in this game unless one of them is Aaron Cresswell. I think you can maybe make one in the 85th minute or something, but I don't think Moyes can make 3. Not that I ever think he would, but even by the 80th minute, I think he's got to have a substitution in reserve just in case Aaron Cresswell's whatever injury he had flares up again or another player gets injured. We've got to be careful here because we're now coming to the time of the year where there is a lot of games, there is going to be fatigue, there is going to be muscle injuries and stuff. We've got to be careful. We've got to manage the bench correctly. Lanzini thought I would like to see as an early substitution. But listen, we've been poor. We've been poor. However, it's only 1-0. It's 45 minutes to go. They're still beatable. Do I think we'll go on and win the game? Probably not. But I think we need to do something and try and just test that Gaeta and goal. Bowen done it, but it was a bit individual work more than anything. It was a decent save by him. Benteke possibly could have got a second goal had he been a bit more ruthless rather than trying to fancy flick. I mean, that was fantastic build up by Palace in general. Townsend down there as well. I'm going to just take a couple of quick comments for this show. I'm keeping an eye on the time because obviously half time's 15 minutes. I'll do 12 minutes or something. So for 5 minutes, I'm going to take a look at the live chat. So if you're in the live chat, get your comments in about what you think of the first half, and let's have a little look and read. Vernon says Fornals is very poor. Solchek anonymous. Haller isolated. Cresswell is playing injured. Well, there you go. Sum up the first 45. Tom Bull says positive is we can't play much worse second half. I mean, I think we can. That's the worrying thing. I think Zaha and Eze can play better, particularly Eze. I think he's looked in glimpses. He's looked all right, but he can step up another level, and if he does, we're going to be in trouble. Luckily, Sofal is our best player tonight so far. I think. I think he's keeping Eze quite quiet, but Zaha is really in the mood. Zaha's in the mood, and when he's in the mood, he's one of the best players in the league, I think. So I would not be surprised. Clayton Bowen needs to start looking before crossing the ball. I agree with that. He's been a bit hit and miss tonight. I think like I said, if Sebastian Haller was doing I keep calling him Balbuena. If Sebastian Haller was doing Jared Bowen's body language, should be an outrage. All I'm going to say, possibly an unpopular opinion. That's a disclaimer you put in there. Liam, do you think Fredericks will be able to play well unless I don't, Liam. In the build-up show, I said I was concerned that we had Fredericks on the bench instead of Ben Johnson. I don't know why we don't I know why. He's kept the experienced player on there. He doesn't want to upset the experienced player. But Ben Johnson's the one with experience playing on the left and look good on the left. He can cover both sides. So it's a bit frustrating. Sean, we would need to switch Lanzini for Fornals and move Ben Rama out line. I'd like to see that. Get Ben Rama out the middle of the pitch. It's very clustered in there. We need to get him out, give him a bit of room, get him one-on-one with someone, because at the minute he's up against 2 or 3 players and it's not ideal. Alex says Diop is terrible. Bring on Dawson. I mean, he's not had a good 45 minutes, but be careful what you wish for, I think, because I'm not convinced Craig Dawson's the answer. Kazarik says Yarmolenko on to support Ali and go 4-4-2. I think that's a good idea, actually. The thing with Yarmolenko is he will shoot, and we've just not tested them enough yet. We need to get some shots in at this Palace goal and test the goalkeeper and see what we've got. Teapot Pixie says Lanzini on for Fornals. Nothing to lose. Chris Poole still calling a win. Moyes is going to throw like 3 blue dryers. You never know, but I'm not sure we'll win. I think Palace look good tonight, though. You've got to give credit. While we've been not great, I hate when we play well and people don't give us credit, like the Leeds game. Leeds played poorly. Yeah, they did, but we played well too. Tonight, while we're playing poorly in the first half, I think Crystal Palace are playing really well. Irish Tommy says the whole team are underperforming, need a much more energetic approach. I agree with all of that. Vehicle something is a very long word. Alier is worst player in that stadium, let alone anyone else. I disagree with that. I think Alier is trying. He's just not had. He's had nothing. He's had no service and no support tonight. And listen, like I said, Friday, Alier was crap. He was awful against Leeds. But tonight, he's just not had anything.